Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have the perfect morning routine? One that makes you feel focused, energized, and ready to conquer the day? Well, I did too. So I decided to try the morning routine of none other than neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. For 2 solid weeks, I followed his protocol to the letter. And let me tell you, what happened was not what I expected at all. So what exactly is this supercharged morning routine? It is all grounded in science, designed to optimize your body's natural rhythms. It starts the moment you wake up. No hitting snooze, no scrolling through your phone. The very first step is to get sunlight in your eyes. Huberman says you need to get outside within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. This is not about getting a tan. It is about signaling to your internal clock, your circadian rhythm, that the day has begun. This simple act helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle, improves your mood, and sets the stage for a productive day. For the past 2 weeks, this meant my alarm would go off at 6 a.m., and instead of reaching for my phone, I would stumble out into my backyard. Even on cloudy days, Huberman emphasizes that you should still get outside, as there is enough light to have the desired effect. I will admit, the first few days were a struggle. It was cold, I was tired, and all I wanted was 5 more minutes in my warm bed. But I stuck with it. I would walk around for about 10 to 15 minutes, just taking in the morning light. After just a few days, I started to notice something strange. I was actually feeling more awake, more alert, even before my first cup of coffee. It was a subtle shift, but it was definitely there. The grogginess that usually followed me around for the first hour of the day started to disappear. Next up on the Huberman agenda is something he calls cold exposure. Yes, that means a cold shower. The goal is to make it uncomfortably cold but safe. Huberman suggests starting with just a minute and working your way up. The science here is fascinating. The cold triggers a massive release of epinephrine and norepinephrine in your brain and body. These are not just for fight or flight. They increase your alertness, focus, and create a sense of calm readiness that can last for hours. I am going to be completely honest with you. I was dreading this part. The thought of voluntarily standing under a stream of icy water is my personal nightmare. The first time, I think I only lasted 30 seconds. It was a shock to the system, to say the least. My breathing got fast and every muscle in my body tensed up. But I remembered Huberman's advice. Control your breathing. Embrace the discomfort. Over the 2 weeks, I slowly increased the duration. I would start with my regular warm shower and then switch it to full cold for the last 1 to 3 minutes. It never exactly became enjoyable, but the feeling afterward was incredible. It was like a shot of pure energy, but without any of the jitters you get from caffeine. My mind felt crystal clear and I felt ready for anything. Now, before you think this is all about making yourself as uncomfortable as possible, there is another key component, hydration, but with a twist. Upon waking, Huberman recommends drinking a glass of water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. This is not some random wellness trend. After a night's sleep, you are naturally dehydrated. The water is obvious, but the salt helps your body actually absorb that water more effectively by providing essential electrolytes like sodium. The lemon is just a bonus for taste. This was probably the easiest part of the routine to adopt. It is a simple, quick step, but I found it made a noticeable difference. It felt like I was properly rehydrating my system from the inside out, rather than just chugging plain water that seemed to go right through me. It is a small habit, but it felt like a positive way to start my day with intention. So we have had sunlight, a cold shower, and electrolyte water. What is next? This is the point where many people would reach for coffee. But Huberman has a specific rule. Delay your caffeine intake for 90 to 120 minutes after waking. I know, for all the coffee lovers out there, this sounds like a cruel and unusual punishment. But there is a very good reason for it. When you wake up, your body has elevated levels of cortisol, a hormone that naturally promotes wakefulness. If you drink caffeine right away, you are basically putting a stimulant on top of a stimulant, which can lead to that afternoon crash we all know and hate. By waiting, you allow your cortisol levels to naturally decline. Then, when you have your coffee, you get a much cleaner, more sustained energy boost without the subsequent crash. This was, by far, the most difficult part of the challenge for me. I am a person who feels like they cannot function without that immediate morning coffee. The first few days were brutal. I had a headache, I felt sluggish, and all I could think about was that first sip. But stick with me because what I am about to share completely changed how I think about my morning energy. This is where things got really interesting. After pushing through that initial struggle, something incredible happened. Around day 4 or 5, I noticed that I did not need the coffee as desperately as I thought. The combination of the morning sunlight and the cold shower was already providing a significant level of alertness. When I finally had my coffee around 8:30 a.m., it felt different. It was not a jolt of desperation. It was a tool for enhanced focus. I was able to ride that wave of clean energy well into the afternoon, and that dreaded 3 p.m. slump, it was gone, completely gone. This single change had the most profound impact on my energy levels throughout the entire day. The final piece of the puzzle is a focused work block. Huberman advocates for using that morning alertness to dive into your most demanding work for about 90 minutes. No distractions. No emails, no social media. Just pure, deep work. That heightened state of focus created by the sunlight, cold exposure, and delayed caffeine is the perfect neurochemical environment for concentration. So, after my coffee, I would sit down and tackle the most challenging task on my to-do list, and it worked. My ability to concentrate was off the charts. Ideas flowed more freely, and I was getting more done in that 90-minute window than I normally would in an entire morning of distracted, stop-and-start work. It felt like I had unlocked a new level of productivity. So, after 2 weeks, what is the verdict? Is the Andrew Huberman morning routine worth it? Absolutely. I will not lie, it requires discipline. Waking up early, facing the cold, and delaying that coffee is not easy. But the payoff is immense. My energy levels have been more stable than ever before. My focus has sharpened dramatically, and I feel a greater sense of control over my day. I have decided to continue with most of the routine. The morning sunlight is a non-negotiable for me now, and delaying caffeine has been a total game changer. I will probably reserve the cold showers for days when I need an extra boost, but I am no longer afraid of them. This experiment showed me that we have so much more power over our biology and our state of mind than we think. It is not about magic pills or quick fixes. It is about aligning our daily habits with the way our bodies are designed to work. If you are feeling stuck in a rut, constantly tired, or struggling with focus, I cannot recommend this enough. Try it for a week. See how you feel. It might just change your life. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more experiments like this. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever tried any of these protocols? Let me know. Until next time, stay curious.